Hi, my name is Chelsea Thorne, and my presentation today is on CSS Combinators. According to w3schools.com, a combinator is something that explains the relationship between the selectors, like a div and a paragraph. There are 4 different CSS combinators: a descendant selector, or a space, a child selector, or a greater than sign, adjacent sibling selector, or a plus sign, and a general sibling selector, or a tilde. Descendant selector, or the space. The descendant selector matches all elements that are descendants of a specified element. The following example selects all paragraph elements inside div elements. The example is div space paragraph background color yellow. If we go over here to CodePen, we can see all of these here. This is in our HTML. So we've got paragraph 1, 2, and 3 are inside of the div, and paragraphs 4 and 5 are not inside of this div. So with our descendant selector, we'll type div space paragraph, change our background color to be yellow, and there we have paragraphs 1, 2, and 3 all have the background color of yellow, according to this descendant selector of this space between the div and the paragraph. The next is the child selector. The child selector selects all elements that are the children of a specified element. The following example selects all paragraph elements that are children of a div element. Example, div, greater sign, paragraph, background color yellow. Let's try that in our CodePen. So all we have to do is add the greater than sign, and that will switch to just being paragraph 1 and 2 right here. These two are the children of the div right here. The div is the parent, and the paragraph 1 and 2 are the children. So this is the child selector. Section right here, this paragraph in the section would be a child of section, not div. Adjacent sibling selector. The adjacent sibling selector is used to select an element that is directly after another specific element. Sibling elements must have the same parent element, and adjacent means immediately following. The following example selects the first paragraph element that is placed immediately after the div elements. Right here we've got the plus sign between div and paragraph. And in CodePen, I can show you what that looks like. Just replace this with a plus sign. So notice it highlighted paragraph 4. Paragraph 4 is the adjacent sibling, or immediately following the div. So this paragraph is immediately following our div here, which means that paragraph 4 is the adjacent sibling. Now the fourth selector is the general sibling selector. The general sibling selector selects all elements that are next siblings of a specified element. The following example selects all paragraph elements that are next siblings of div elements. So we put the tilde here. So we'll switch this out. And that highlights paragraph 4 and 5 here because they are the general siblings of the div. Or they are siblings. So now just for fun, let's take a look at these by changing the colors up a little bit. We'll do a div with the space paragraph, and we'll do background, help if I spelled it correctly, background color pink. Sorry. Okay, so we've got, remember the space is just the descendant selector. All of these are in the div. So they are all highlighted pink. Now another is with the greater than sign. Do this one green. So remember this is the child selector, or the greater than sign. So these are the children of the div. The div is the parent, and these are the children. So it's only selecting paragraph 1 and 2, not including 3 anymore. And then we have div with the plus sign. We'll do this one blue, which selected paragraph 4 because it is immediately following the div. Now, if I were to change these around into different orders, so we removed that, made them all pink, change this order around a little bit. Then you can kind of see what changes and what stays. So just like with a lot of other things, order can matter. So you want to pay attention to which ones you're using and if you want it to be what it is or something else. Get back here. So as you can see, I moved those around and some of them disappeared and some of them came back. So that's the general sibling selector was the last one. So if you have any questions, I would recommend going to w3schools.com. They've got things where you can try it out for yourself, see what things change, see if you can remember, which ones are the siblings and children and whatnot. For me, that's still kind of confusing. Feel free to correct anything that I did wrong or add to. But yes, that is the CSS Combinators.